In an extraordinary mystical experience, the Mother of God tells St. Bridget that God's good servants should not stop preaching and admonishing people. In another heavenly vision, Christ reveals how human malice in modern times surpasses the cunning of the devil, and about how people are now quicker to sin than the devil is to tempt. The Lord then explains the sentence pronounced against such people. Virgo Potens presents Prophecies and Revelations of St. Bridget of Sweden, Book 4, chapters 21 through 22. Book 4, chapter 21. Blessed are you, my God, who are three and one, three persons in one nature. You are goodness and wisdom itself. You are beauty and power itself. You are justice and truth itself. All things live and subsist through you. You are like a flower that grows alone in a field. All those who draw near to it receive sweetness for their palate, an uplift for their spirits, a delight for their eyes, and strength in every other limb. Likewise, all who come near to you become more beautiful by leaving sin behind, more wise by following your will rather than the flesh, more righteous by seeking the advantage of the soul and the glory of God. Therefore, most kind God, grant me to love that which pleases you, to resist temptations bravely, to scorn all worldly things, and to keep you constantly in my memory. The Mother answers, This salutation came to you through the merits of good Jerome, who left false wisdom and found true wisdom, who scorned earthly honor and was rewarded with God himself. Happy is such a Jerome, happy those who imitate his life and doctrine. He was a lover of widows, a mirror for those advancing toward perfection, a teacher of all truth and purity. But tell me, my daughter, what is troubling you in your heart? She said, A thought occurred to me that said, If you are good, your goodness is enough for you. Why judge and admonish and teach your betters, something that belongs neither to your state nor position? This thought so hardens the spirit that it even neglects its own progress and grows completely cold to God's love. The Mother of God answers, This thought has also held back many advanced souls from God. The devil hinders good people from speaking to the wicked, so that they may not be brought to feel compunction. He also hinders them from speaking to the good, so that they will not be raised to a higher rank. For, when good people hear good doctrine, they are raised to a greater reward and a higher rank. For example, the eunuch who was reading Isaiah would have received one of the lesser punishments in hell, but Philip met him and taught him a shortcut to heaven, and so raised him up to a level of happiness. Likewise, Peter was sent to Cornelius. If Cornelius had died beforehand, he would indeed have come to a place of rest because of his faith. But then came Peter and led him to the gateway to life. Similarly, Paul came to Denis and led him to the reward of blessedness. For this reason, the friends of God should not grow tired in God's service, but should labor on in order that the wicked may be made better, and that the good may attain a greater perfection. Anyone with the will to whisper in the ears of every passer-by that Jesus Christ truly is the Son of God, and who struggles as far as he or she can for the conversion of others, even though no one or only a few convert, will still obtain the same reward as if all of them had converted. I will show you this by means of a comparison. If, on the order of their Lord, two mercenaries dig through the hard rock of a mountain, and one of them were to find choice gold there, but the other none, Both of them would be deserving of the same wages because of their work and their intention. In the same way, Paul, who converted many people, and the other apostles, who converted fewer, were nevertheless all united in their intention. God's dispensation, however, remains hidden. One should therefore never give up, not even if only a few or none at all are open to God's words. As the thorn protects the rose, and the donkey carries his master, so too the devil, like a thorn of sin, is as useful to the elect through the tribulations he causes as thorns are to roses. In this way, they are not stupidly overcome by the presumption of their hearts. Thus, just like a donkey, he conveys them to God's consolation and a greater reward. Book 4, Chapter 22. The Son of God speaks. If I could get upset, I would rightly be able to say now, I regret having made humankind. They have become like animals that of their own free will run into the nets. However much you cry out to them, they still follow their own selfish appetites. And not all the blame can be put on the devil's violent attempts on humankind. No, rather, the people themselves outstrip his malice. Like hunting dogs that are first led on leashes, but then, once they are accustomed to catching and devouring animals, speedily reach the prey ahead of their leader, so also humankind, now accustomed to sinning and fascinated by it, is quicker to sin than the devil is to tempt. That is not strange. It has been a long time since the Apostolic See, the head of the world, was pleasing to God by its sanctity of life and example, as it was in earlier times, and all the other members have therefore been made weak and listless. They do not consider the reason why God in his riches became poor and needy, in order to teach us to scorn perishable things, and to love heavenly ones. Man is poor by nature, but has become rich by means of false riches. This is what everyone tries to imitate, and few are found who do not imitate it. Hence the plowman shall come from the Almighty. Whetted by the wisest one, he does not seek property or beautiful bodies, nor has any respect for the power of the mighty, nor fears the threats of princes, nor is swayed by human favor. He shall sow human flesh and raze to the ground the homes of the spirits. He shall deliver bodies to maggots, and souls to the ones whom they served. Therefore, may my friends, to whom I am sending you, labor with courage and with haste. For what I am telling you will not take place in the last days, as I said before, but in these very days. Many of those yet living will see with their own eyes the fulfillment of the scripture that says, May their wives be widows, and their sons fatherless, and they shall lose all that they desire. However, I, merciful God, shall receive all those that come to me in humility. I shall give myself to those who fulfill the works of righteousness. For it is right to clear out the house in which the king shall enter, wash the glass so that the drink may be clear, to thresh the grain briskly from its husks, and to press down hard on whatever is being molded into a form so that it attains the shape of the form. As summer comes after winter, so too I shall grant consolation after their hardships to those who long to be as little children, and who place more value on the things of heaven than on those of earth. However, just as man is not born and dies at one and the same time, so all this will be fulfilled in its own time. Know too that I intend to treat some people according to the common proverb, the whip will spur him on, The pain will compel him to speed up. I will treat others as it is written. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it. To a third set of people I shall speak soothingly and inspiringly. Come, ignorant and simple persons, and I shall give you a mouth and a wisdom such as the tongue-waggers will not be able to oppose. This is what I have already done in these days. I have filled the simple with my wisdom, and they are proof against the learned. I cast out the boastful and mighty, and they quickly subsided. That is no wonder, for I commanded the wise to cut off the serpents' tongues, as you heard, and they refused. Not even their mother, who was the scourge of the commons, was willing to quench their throats in order to quench the fire of desire kindled in her children's hearts, as I bade. This is why I have cut them down in their season of happiness, and have cut off their own tongues.
Welcome to the Virgo Potens YouTube channel. If you enjoy this video, give it a like. I also invite you to subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss new content. Please prayerfully consider supporting my work by becoming a patron of Virgo Potens on Patreon and/or by buying one of my books. My ebooks are available on Amazon as well as on the Apple Bookstore. For those who prefer a physical copy rather than an ebook, my book, Spiritual Warfare, Know Thy Enemy, is also available as a paperback on Amazon. If you are interested in making a one-time contribution, I suggest that you do so by simply buying one of my books. I am thankful for your support. Links to Patreon and to my books will be posted in the comments section of this video. The continuation of this work isn't possible without you. Lastly, and most importantly, please pray for me. May the Virgin Most Powerful guide and protect you.